Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here this afternoon from the beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceway. It is Gateway here this afternoon for the Outcast Racing League. Another amazing day for racing action here with the Outcast Racing crew as we get ready to set them loose. Qualifying has come to a close, and that means we're going to get ready to go here with our main feature event. Lance Brantlinger says, please wish me good luck, good karma today. Brother, we're wishing you nothing but good karma, nothing but good stuff here this afternoon, and hoping for a good, solid, clean run out of that number 8 machine here this afternoon. As qualifying racing about to get underway here. My boy Duke Guy coming in and showing the love. What's good, Brian? Brian coming in with that thumbs up here on the broadcast. Kurt Sponsler Jr. coming in with that heart reaction as well. As the racing action is about to get started, things are about to get a little bit wild here in this one. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a great day here at the Speedway. 28 drivers loaded into the sim, each and every single one of them looking for the win. And bringing us down to the green flag will be the 23 of Austin Smith. To his outside of the Overton 76 ride, that is Caleb McKinney. Starting on the inside, row number 2 in the 51, that is the Valvoline machine of David Duran Jr. To his outside in the Budweiser number 8, that is Lance Brantlinger. Starting in position number 5 in the 31, that's Adolfo Castillo. To his outside will be the 3 machine of Al Reed. Reed will start there in position number 6, and then we see the 84 of Wayne Garland, who will start in the 7th spot here on the Speedway. You'll have the 24 of Jamison Heath there to his outside, starting in the 8th position with Corey Crowell, going to start in position number 9. You'll have Kevin Kazar rounding out our top 10 there to his outside. Then we see the 00 of Colton Manich starting there in 11th. He will have the number 21 of Daryl Whitford to his outside. And then we see Josh Bromfield and Anthony Garland back here in row number 7. Chris Muse there rounding out our top 15. He'll have the 77 of Casey Gross to his outside there in 16th. Then we see Mike Killingbeck in the 14 ride of Billy Jordan there in 17th and 18th. Kurt Sponsler in the 6th of Robert Tuwiscu will round out our top 20 on the racetrack. Then we see Brandon Puffenbarker, Gavin Addison, Johnny Thunders, Cameron Combs, Gary Wright, Chad Lancaster, Brian Woodard, and James Woodard bringing up the rear of the field. So a pair of Woodards there back deeper in the field as we get ready to rock and roll. We get ready to go to battle here. The Base car going to round us one more time around the racetrack, so not quite going green flag racing. We'll get one more pace lap here before we set these drivers loose for 110 laps of racing action. Now, stages are on lap 25 and lap number 50, leaving us with a 60-lap run there to the end of this race. So, a couple different things out there for drivers to worry about. Obviously, tires going to be another major factor here this afternoon, and then that fuel mileage as well could definitely play a big hand, can definitely make things interesting here throughout these races and everything else, with drivers trying to play some different strategy, trying to have some different kind of ideas in their mind where they can maybe stretch this fuel out, maybe try to leapfrog some other drivers, put themselves into a position to potentially pick up a big win here this afternoon. As we'll get ready to go green flag racing, this time down the front straightaway. Out in front, it's Austin Smith and Caleb McKinney who will bring us to the green flag here out of corner number 4 and down the front straightaway. The flag man with the green flag in his hand will get ready to set these drivers loose as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. We are quickly green flag racing here from the Worldwide Technology Raceway, already spread out to 3 wide here throughout the field. Drivers trying to work their way up through traffic. Unfortunately for the 3 wide, Al Reed goes up the racetrack almost into the outside fence, and we do see see the caution flag fly. So the caution flag is going to come out. Look like some drivers having some issues a little deeper in the field here. Looks like maybe Billy Jordan. Yeah, right there, contact. Billy Jordan slideways right there. Brandon Buffenbarger going to get a piece of him there. He slams up into the outside fence. Heavy contact there with that right front into the outside wall. Heavy damage early on for the Oracle Red Bull Racing number 14 machine, and that will put us under the first caution flag of the day. This one came out quickly, and we'll have to wait and see where everybody decides to get lined up and ready to go back to battle here. We saw Al Reed as well off the initial start here, down into quarter number 1 and 2. He ended up going super high as well. I'm not sure if he got a little contact right there, but tries to jump to the outside here off the initial start of the 8 right of Brantlinger. Brantlinger did not launch as good as he would hope to. Then go 3 wide down into quarter number 1, and unfortunately Al Reed just gets in there a little bit too hot and heavy. He gets up into that loose stuff, almost goes around himself, luckily enough able to catch that car, but he loses a ton of positions and actually gets saved probably down the back straightaway with that caution flag. So a good break right there for Al Reed, at least to salvage something out of that mistake there through 1 and 2. Lenore coming in, showing the big love. Lenore coming in, showing the big love here with this one. The heart reaction and the share on the broadcast. James Garland coming in with the heart reaction. Cameron Combs coming in, showing the big love as well with the heart reaction. As James Garland says, let's go. Misfits can't be there tonight, but watching from the sky on the way to Florida. Oh, brother. James, that's what's up right there. From the sky, you're in an airplane right now. We're going international, baby. International PeaceMaker Gaming all the way up there at 30,000 feet. You know, we're going to the moon, baby. Right to the moon. Right to the moon. As hopefully have a nice safe flight. Hopefully everything's nice and smooth for you, and hopefully no big issues. As Ethan Hawk says, Kevin Kazar fan club here. Let's go. The Kazar fan club here this afternoon. We love to see it. Love to see the fan club tuning in and showing the love here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, you guys know what to do. Hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing after that early green flag lap here this afternoon. Definitely not the way that a lot of drivers wanted to get things started here in this one, but already couple cats are running into issues. Gonna make this a very, very interesting race here in this evening. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, we'll stack them up 2 by 2 by 2 here once again. The lights are again off of the official iRacing pace car, so that means we'll go back to green flag racing this next time by the start finish line. Out in front, it's Caleb McKinney and Austin Smith still on that front row. David Duran Jr. and Adolfo Castillo now into row number 2. Then we see Jameson Heath and the number 84 right away. Garland now into that 5th position, so big run right now so far for the Poor Boy Motorsports PeaceMaker Gaming Outcast Racing League. Captain Morgan's number 84 ride as Garland up inside the top 5. Jameson Heath up a couple spots as well in the do number 24, as he's going to look to try to keep on rolling to the front of the field. As Caleb McKinney, Austin Smith down through the Geico restart zone. We will see that green flag quickly come back out here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. A great restart right there for Caleb McKinney. McKinney will lead us down into corner number 1 as we see the 31 launch up the racetrack there a little bit. The Quantum Motorsports ride of Adolfo Castillo will get that car figured back out, keep it smooth here. Unfortunately slides back to that 4th position as Caleb McKinney out in front leads us down the back straightaway. Nice and clean so far. No caution flags until now. Caution flag back out onto the racetrack. Drivers running into issues. A huge pile up. A parking lot down here in quarter number 3 and 4. Oh, baby, a ton of damage, a ton of cars tore up here. You see Corey Crowell right in the middle of it. Anthony Garland in there, heavy damage here. The Toyota Camry of Anthony Garland, that Poor Boy Motorsports, Peacemaker Gaming, Williamsburg Contracting, number 81 ride with a ton of damage here. Heavy smoke rolling out of the back of that car, man. This is going to be a tough one and a tough day now for Anthony Garland, trying to recover from that, as we'll take a look back and see what happens down here into quarter number 3. We finally got through 1 and 2 pretty easily, and then things kind of went astray here a little deeper in the field. I'm not even sure where this one gets started. Let's take a look here. Is right there. A little contact. Looks like the 20 ride of Corey Crowell. Unfortunately, looks like he's going to get a little loose here in a little bit of 3-wide situation, and he gets a piece of the 3 of Al Reed, and that's where everyone else just piles right on in here. Bromfield in there. The 16 of Gary Wright's in there. Billy Jordan going to get some contact. Hard damage there as well for Casey Gross, Bromfield, Tuisku, all getting collected there. Lots of heavy damage down here in quarter number 3 and 4. Let's see if we can jump on board here with Anthony Garland, as he's going to follow these guys down the back straightaway and into the corner, and he was definitely not expecting this one, as you'll see it right there. There's the contact between the 20 and the 3, and then the 20 comes back up the racetrack. It shoves this 81 right into that outside fence, and man, a lot of tore up race cars right there, man. That's some heavy hits, some tough luck out there on the racetrack. Let's take it a little farther back to Gary right here. Jump on board with the 16 ride as he sees it happening here, trying to get out of it. He's trying to save it. Oh, he dodges one car, but unfortunately could not dodge the rest of them right there. Man, that's a scary sight to be rolling into here into quarter number 3. You really don't know where to go or what to do. You're just hoping for the best and trying to work yourself through it. Let's take another look here from Gary Wright, as he's going to send it in here, and unfortunately not a whole lot of room for him to go right there. Does a great job actually avoiding Al Reed, but unfortunately cannot avoid the rest of those drivers, as pretty good contact there for Al Reed as well. Heavy damage there for that 3 machine. Obviously getting into the outside fence. One of those first drivers into the outside fence after this contact. He's going to slam up into the wall here. He's going to bounce off of the wall. Gets hit by the 6, then gets hit by the 0-2 of Lancaster, and man, ton of tore up race cars right there. That's a parking lot down in 3 and 4. And everyone's going to be going down pit side. They're going to be using their repairs and looking to try to get their cars back together and back out here onto the speedway. So this is going to be interesting to see, what they're going to be able to do, how they're going to be able to try to bounce back from this, and especially if they've had to use those quick repairs up early in this race. You can't get tied up in another wreck. You got to keep your car underneath you here for the rest of this race. If you get tied up in another issue, you could be done in an instant out there on the speedway. I do believe Al Reed used his. I do believe Anthony Garland used up his quick repair. Not sure who else may have used their quick repairs as well. Robert Tuisku, potentially. The 77 of Casey Gross may have used his, and a few other drivers. Looking like they got some fresh race cars here, but unfortunately deeper in the field, and now without that quick repair in their back pocket, definitely going to make them a little bit more cautious about where they're running and how they're running out there on the speedway. As Caleb McKinney gets the green flag again, another great restart here for the number 76 ride, as he rolls down the back straightaway, opens up a couple car length lead now between himself and Austin Smith. As Smith back here in position number 2, David Durant Jr. there in 3rd with Lance Brantlinger back up inside the top 4. Adolfo Castillo back there in 5th with Colt Manich now into the 6th position. So the Williamsburg Contracting Racing Shenco Custom Diecast 00 ride now into that 6th position. He's got his Shenco Custom Diecast teammate there behind him, and Kevin Kazar as Kazar up into position number 7. Chris Muse there in 8th with Cameron Combs now in 9th. Combs already up 14 spots here on the racetrack, and somehow or another this Mobile 1 number 15 15 ride has been able to keep himself out of danger here in the opening half of this race, and he's able to pick up a ton of positions and go from deep in field now inside the top 10. Same with Gavin Addison. Addison started back in 21st in the Money Lion number 11 ride. And the Money Lion ride trying to work his way inside the top 10 now on the Speedway. Is Mike Killingback back here in 11th. Daryl Whitford back there in 12th. Then we see the number, we see a caution flag coming out here again. So another caution flag on the racetrack. Cautions breeding cautions here this afternoon, and this time it looks like Corey Crowell going to get tied up in another one. Here is the 20 ride, just going to lose the rear end there, go for a bit of a slide down into the grass, and unfortunately that will bring us back under the caution flag here this afternoon. So a couple quick caution flags here in this race to really tighten this field up, to really make things interesting here late in this race. Is right in front of them. You do see that 62 ride, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups ride. That's the 62 of Brian Woodard back there in the 27th position. James Woodard up into position number 22 here on the racetrack as the back marker 029 ride rolling there in the 22nd position. A couple of newcomers here to the series, so we welcome them into the Outcast Racing League family as they up in here and make their season debut here this afternoon as Caleb McKinney, Austin Smith 1 and 2 on the racetrack will get ready for another big restart here this afternoon. Another big restart about to come up as Ethan says Kazar or bust. Let's go. Beeks also coming in, show the love for Kazar. Says Kazar is my lover. Ooh. Baby, there you go. Go Kevin Kazar, you are my hero. Mark Fisher says, I've got Kazar fever. Woo! Baby, let's go. We love to see that. Michelle says, good luck, Austin. Great job getting the pole. Yeah, great run, great drive right there for the 23 right now. Obviously losing it off the initial start. He's going to be looking to try to get it back here, but sitting pretty still in position number 2. He hasn't really left the back bumper too much of this Overton 76 ride. I think it's going to be a heck of a race, a heck of a showdown here between Caleb McKinney, Austin Smith, David Durant Jr., and I think it's going to be almost a race of nutrition here. It's going to be a race of who can survive and get to the end of this race. So far, we've seen a few quick caution flags, a lot of tore-up race cars, a lot of drivers already running into issues here this afternoon. Now it'll be interesting to see if we can see some good green flag laps, see these drivers run some good consecutive laps out there on the racetrack and see if they can lay down some, pretty solid efforts out there. See who's got the long run speed compared to that short run speed, and who's going to have the opportunity to try to maybe take the lead away from Caleb McKinney or continue to work their way towards the front of the field as we get them stacked up 2 by 2 by 2 here once again, getting ready to go back to green flag racing here this afternoon. Is Playford Sheets. Playford coming in showing the big love here with the like on the stream. How are you, Playford Sheets? Coming in showing the love here in this one. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we get ready to go back to battle here this afternoon from the beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceway as the action about to get underway, the action about to get started here once again here this evening. Is out in front, the Overton's 76 ride. Leading the way, Caleb McKinney out in front, Austin Smith there to his outside. Grant Langer, David Durant Jr., Adolfo Castillo, our top 5 here on the racetrack is down out of quarter number 4. We will see the green flag fly here once again as another great restart there for the 76. Caleb McKinney able to get the launch he was looking for, quickly slides up in front of the 23 ride of Austin Smith, getting that great run in angle down into quarter number 1. This time, though, Smith trying to hang right there with him, trying to stay on his back bumper down the back straightaway. He does a great job of it, not letting him really run out a couple car lengths here. Able to keep right with them and send it down into the bottom side of corner number 3. So down through 3 and out at corner number 4, the 76 of Caleb McKinney will hang on to this race lead, but feeling that pressure here from Austin Smith is Smith all over his back bumper here. As Colorado Avalanche fan says, I'll trade you either a chicken burger or coffee for force. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Okay, I like the coffee. I like the coffee. Coffee's definitely where we want. Definitely what we want right there. I think I can make that trade for you, Brad. I think I can make that trade for you. And it's out in front. Caleb McKinney leads the way. David Durant Jr. there in second. And we see Austin Smith back now into that third spot here as he works to the inside of that 51, trying to get back into that second spot on the speedway. Lance Brantlinger trying to hold on to position number 4 as here comes that money lion. Number 11 of Gavin Addison. Addison rolling up here inside the top 5, started all the way back in the 21st position, but now finds himself here in that 5th spot on the speedway. But look out! Austin Smith goes around hard contact into the outside fence. Caution flag on the racetrack. Caution flag on the speedway. Here's Austin Smith hard up into the corner 3 fence here. This afternoon we will take a look and see what happened here as Smith was rolling good here, battling for that second spot, and unfortunately I'm not sure if they made contact or what may have transpired here between him and David Durant Jr., but door to door down into corner 3. Looks like the 23 kind of comes down ever so slightly, trying to drive it deeper into the corner here. Unfortunately, the 51 looks like he was kind of taking more of a wider angle, maybe trying to get in for more of a middle entry here. And unfortunately, they just make that ever so slight contact right there. Smith sliding sideways here, trying to catch this car. Unfortunately, with these rides, once you kind of overcorrect them, they will just shoot right around, and that's exactly what happens there for the 23. As he was trying to overcorrect it, it corrects itself and then instantly snap hooks into the outside fence, and heavy damage there for Austin Smith, our pole sitter here this afternoon. And this is never a sight you want to see as you see the rest of this field coming right at him. Everyone trying to avoid any additional contact and making sure that they avoid getting into each other or this 23 ride who stopped here in corner number 3 and 4, and luckily enough everyone does a great job to avoid any additional contact. But unfortunately for Austin Smith, now down pit side here for what could be an extended period of time, trying to get this car repaired as Caleb McKinney continues to lead the way here as Colorado Avalanche fans says, I'm making both right now. Alright, well hey, you know what, you let me know when they're done and I'll run down quickly as we're gonna get these drivers back together, back ready to rock and roll here. Stage number 1 slowly but surely about to come to a close here as next time by we will click off lap number 19. We may have a short run to the end here in this one as Peak says, yeah, what that guy said. Yeah, 100%. I'm sure everyone can make up that trade right there. It's played for cheat says, let's go Cameron. Cheered on Cameron Combs out there on the racetrack. Peak says, Kazar is cooking. He's cooking something out there on the racetrack. That is for certain as these drivers ready to roll, ready to go back to battle, ready to play here again this afternoon. Going to be a short run to the end of our first stage of the day where we will hand out some points and an extra playoff point here to one of the competitors that picks up the win here in this stage. So maybe a little strategy being played here. A few drivers that came down pit side, maybe trying to leapfrog or trying to use it to their advantage here at the end of this stage. Maybe coming down a little bit early, and we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. As out in front, Caleb McKinney getting ready for another big restart. David Durant Jr. there in second, and look at Gavin Addison and that number 15 ride of Cameron Combs. Where did they come from? They came out of nowhere here in this one. They came from deep in this field. Both drivers currently up 18 positions on the racetrack, man. They have been flying through the field, working their way to the front of the pack in both Gavin Addison and Cameron Combs looking for top 5 runs here in stage number 1 and potentially looking for a little bit more, looking to see if they can potentially maybe pick up a stage win as we go back to green flag racing. Another good jump there for the 76 of Caleb McKinney as McKinney down into corner number 1, and right there with him, going to follow him on through, is that 11 rider Gavin Addison. Addison looking to take over that second spot as David Rand Jr. gets a little bit loose there. You'll see Chris Muse up into the outside fence, but it's Gavin Addison all the way from 21st, now into second here on the racetrack with a few laps left in our first stage of the evening. What a run and what a performance out of that 11 ride as Caleb McKinney continues to lead the way. Caleb has been the reflection of perfection here throughout the evening. Quickly jumped up, took that race lead away from pole sitter Austin Smith and hasn't looked back since that time. He's been out in front ever since then and hasn't really had too much of an issue with it until this point as the 11 ride of Gavin Addison down low looking to pick up another spot, looking to advance 20 positions here in stage number 1 as he battles door to door with the 76. They will drag race down the front straightaway. It is Caleb McKinney who's able to just edge out in front and hang on to this race lead, but down through quarter 1 and out into the 11 run with a bit of a slide job there, will jump into that top spot, so we get a new race leader here this afternoon is Gavin Addison picking up the race lead, but he's going to get a shot in the shorts right there down into quarter number 3. A big bump there from the 76 ride as McKinney trying to jostle his cage just ever so slightly, trying to open up that door down through 3 and 4. Unfortunately, could not move that number 11 ride. He's able to hang on to the pretty wheel and keep himself here at the front of the field. Can McKinney run him back down? Can he get another opportunity to try to find a way around the 11 ride? Is David Durant Jr. back there in 3rd, Cameron Combs there in 4th. Lance Brantlinger, our top 5 here on the racetrack. Chris Muse back there in 6th with Colton Manich, Adolfo Castillo, Mike Killingbeck, and Kevin Kazar rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack. But Gavin Addison down and out of corner number 4 will click off another lap, and I do believe we are going to get one more lap around. One more lap here for these drivers to work their way towards the front of the field and to finish off this stage here in stage number 1 from Worldwide Technology Raceway's Addison. David Durant Jr., Caleb McKinney, Lance Brantlinger, and Cameron Combs. Our top 5 is nice and easy down through quarter 3 and out of quarter number 4. Down the front straightaway here at Gateway. It's going to be Gavin Addison who will see the green and white checkered flag as he will pick up stage win number 1 here on the evening. So stage number 1 going to go to the 11 ride, but no caution flag here. That one's throwing me through a loop. 110 laps. There it is. There's the caution flag. There is the stage break that we were looking for. As that one came quite a bit later than I was expecting right there. Normally it's right after the 10th place driver crosses the line. So it's just a little extended right there. But Gavin Addison picking up the stage win, man. What a run and what a drive here by him. Up 20 positions from the drop of the green flag. Only took him 25 laps, including all of those caution laps there, to be able to work himself up and through the field and into that top spot here is an absolutely amazing feat. Caleb McKinney, that's going to be very disheartening here for the 76 ride as he'll slide back into that second position, but earned himself some pretty good stage points there himself. Same with Lance Brantlinger, Cameron Combs, David Durant Jr., Chris Muse, Colton Manich, Adolfo Castillo, Mike Killingbeck, and Kevin Kazar all going to earn themselves some stage points here this afternoon as Kazar rounds out our top 10 here on the Speedway. Cameron Combs with some big moves as well in the 15 ride, and now we see everyone pretty much coming down pit side, but Cameron Combs electing to stay out here. He's not going to come down pit side, so a bit of pit strategy out of the 15 ride. Same with the 3 of Al Reed. 49 of Kurt Sponsler. The 6 rider Robert Tuiscu. All staying out here on the racetrack. Same with Jamison Heath. He's going to stay out. Wayne Garland's going to stay out. This is going to really flip this stage quite a bit. There's Billy Jordan. He's going to stay out here as well. Austin Smith also staying out there on the racetrack. He's going to be looking for the wave around the lucky dog, trying to get one of his laps back into the battle here towards the front of the field. But this is really going to mix up this pack, as there goes the 23. He will get that wave around and back onto the lead, not onto the lead lap, but get another lap back here this afternoon. But our top 7 going to be on some different strategies here, some different fuels, some different tires. This is going to make things very, very wild here with fresh tires, fresh fuel. Back there behind him, it will be the first car with clean tires and some extra fuel here is going to be Chris Muse. And then we see Colton Manich now going to be in 9th for the restart. Gavin Addison will be back there in 10th. Killing back Kazar are top 12 with Adolfo Castillo, Caleb McKinney, and David Rand Jr. are top 15. Going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. So this is going to be very, very interesting here in this one, as coffee is ready, chicken burgers in 20, more like 15. Oh baby, let's go. Yeah, Kevin Kazar, what a beast he is. Kazar definitely a beast, as Ethan says. Kazar getting slippery. Oh baby, I don't even know if I want to know what that means. He's getting a little slippery out there, slipping and sliding and trying to work his way to the front of the field here this afternoon, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. My boy Eric Tureau coming in, showing the love over there on Facebook, coming in with that heart reaction. How are you, Eric? Eric coming in, showing the big love here in this one. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys do us a favor. It's absolutely free to do. It helps us out a ton here on the broadcast. Drop a like on the stream, drop a share, drop a follow, and make sure you drop a bunch of comments. Let's see those comments keep on flying. Let us know who you're cheering for. Let us know who you want to see in victory lane here this afternoon. And make some noise for these drivers, as when we go back to green flag racing, we are going to jump into our first PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So we're going to crank up that volume and give you guys a good look here at the sights and sounds around the beautiful, beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceways. These drivers get ready to go back to battle. Stage number 2 about to get underway. This will be another 20 or so lap shootout to that second stage break at lap number 50. So lap 50 is when we will see the stage come to a close, and that will mix things up here once again in this one. One smoke. I'll get you, brother. I'll get you. Don't you worry. FFF says interview. We're not going to be doing an interview right now of anybody. We're going to get ready for a quick crank it up. These drivers are ready to go back to battle and getting ready to duke it out here in this one. And then we will get ready to jump in here and see who can finish off this final stage break area. Here is our second stage about to get underway, and out in front is Cameron Combs and Al Reed, 1 and 2 on the speedway. And then we see the number 49 of Kurt Sponsler, Robert Tuiscu there in 3rd and 4th. Wayne Garland, Chris Muse, and Kevin Addison. Colton Manich, Kevin Kazar, and Mike Killingbeck are top 10 here on the speedway. And it's nice and easy. Down through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. They will hit that Geico restart zone, and we will go back to green flag racing as the green flag quickly back out into the air here in this one, as no caution flags hopefully on this break, as we're going to get a quick break in here. We're going to crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here on PeaceMaker. Alrighty, you guys saw a caution flag back out there onto the racetrack here. Let's take a look and see what happened. Is the caution flag going to come out as our PeaceMaker Gaming cranked it up? Caution flag curse going to continue. See where this one gets started. Contact right there with the 31 right of Adolfo Castillo that we were riding on board with, and look, he's going to go around. Looks like the only driver to really get tied up in this one. Maybe a little contact there as well for the 8 ride, as unfortunately the tough luck for Brantlinger going to continue. Let's see if we can find Brantlinger, and there he is. Alrighty, you see the 84 up the racetrack there. Unfortunately going way up the speedway, down through 1 and 2. 84 coming back down the racetrack. Him and the 31 make a little contact right there. That just loses the front end of the 31 ride. Goes down over the nose of the 8 ride of Brantlinger. Brantlinger trying to keep himself out of trouble, trying to keep that car pointing in the right direction. Unfortunately, he's going to go around as well here, but looks like everyone... Oh, no, Daryl Whitford ends up getting a big piece of him right there. Heavy hit for Whitford as he was trying to slide around that, hoping to get around it here. Unfortunately, 8 ride not hard enough onto the brake pedal here, and he gets a big piece of that 21. I do believe Casey Gross may have gotten a piece of that as well, as he was trying to slide right on through there, trying to get through that action. Let's see if we can hop in and take another look here from the perspective of the 21 ride, as Whitford going to see this happening. He tries to go up towards the middle of the racetrack to avoid it. Unfortunately, cannot avoid that 8 ride. Yeah, there you go. You see the 77 rider, Casey Gross, also getting some pretty good damage there in that one, as well as the caution flag back out onto the speedway. So a quick caution flag here once again. So cautions again, breeding cautions here at the beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceway. As man, oh man, oh man, some craziness already here this evening. A lot of tore up race cars, as Colorado Avalanche fan says, best broadcasting stream on the internet. Yes, Sirski, you know it, brother, you know it. As Pete says, more shout-outs for Kevin Kazar. Yes, let's go. Hopefully Kevin Kazar didn't get caught up in that. No, he was good. He was good. I hope not. I would cry if he did. I think we all would cry if Kazar did. As Mark Fisher said, did Kazar make it through there? Kazar, he did make it through that. He did make it through that. And he's currently scored in that 6th position. The beautiful Williamsburg Contracting Racing Shenco Custom Diecast Camaro sitting pretty here on the racetrack, as Kazar was battling up here just in front of that contact. You see it back there in his rear view mirror, and luckily enough, he's able to keep himself out of trouble, keep himself pointing in the right direction, and Kevin Kazar keeps on rolling here at the front of the field. As we get them ready to rock and roll, we get ready to go back to green flag racing. The lights are off. The official iRacing pace car, as Johnny Nolan, my boy Johnny Nolan, coming in showing the big love with the like on the stream as well over there on Facebook. Can't worry, Johnny coming in showing the big love here in this one, as look at these drivers stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. As Beak says, wait, where is CJ Jeffries? Unfortunately, I don't think CJ is in the league anymore. I'm not sure exactly what happened there with that one, but I haven't seen CJ here in a few weeks, and I do believe, I'm not sure if he's busy or if he's been removed from the series or whatnot. I'm not 100% sure. I don't keep up to date with all the series, as I'm way too busy up here in the booth. But yeah, unfortunately, I do believe no CJ Jeffries again here tonight. I don't know if he's just on a leave or if he's on a suspension or what the issue is there with the nonetheless, we get ready to go back to green flag racing, as door to door down through the Geico restart zone. We will see that green flag fly here once again as Cameron comes out in front, sees that green flag flying in quickly, gets the launch he was looking for down into corner number 1. Everybody trying to battle their way towards the front of the field, including our stage 1 winner, the money lion number 11 of Gavin Addison. Is Addison back inside the top 5, finds himself now into that 4th position and looking to keep on moving his way towards the front of the field. Now moving around, Chris Muse, as Muse back there in position number 4. Now going to be looking for more as we see some smoke and some drivers running into issues. Look out, the 51 ride, David Duran Jr. collected in it. There's Johnny Thunders, Adolfo Castillo, the 76 as well of Caleb McKinney also getting tied up here in this one as another caution flag here this afternoon. Oh, brother, look out, as I do believe that was Kevin Kazar. Almost going for a wild ride here in this one. Watch Kazar down low, makes a little contact right there between him and the 51 ride. Somehow or another, Kazar keeps that car pointing the right direction, but unfortunately for everyone else here around him, they do not end up as good. As let's take another look at this one. Kazar, oh, you see the 51 ride actually gets super loose down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Watch the 51 ride of David Duran Jr. down low right there. And car sliding around right here, straightens out and just shoots up the racetrack. Gets a piece of the 28 ride. Kazar able to somehow save that car as the 78 Killing Beck gets in there, gets a piece of the 51 ride. Then here comes the 76 down low. He's going to slam into that 51 machine. That's where things really get out of control. Good piece of driving by Wayne Garland, able to get through there as he was just able to avoid the contact. Same with Brandon Puffenbarger, but for the most part, minimal damage there for the 28 ride of Kevin Kazar, as Kazar was able to keep himself out of that one. Not the same can be said for a lot of these other drivers that all of a sudden found themselves with nowhere to go out there on the speedway, and some pretty heavy contact here for a lot of them. Let's take a look here at this one as the 51 ride going to go around here. The 76, pretty good damage there into him. You see the 60 of Johnny Thunders. Oh man, I do believe Darrell Whitford hard into the side of him right there. We see Adolfo Castillo going around. So quite a bit of drivers getting collected here. Quite a bit of drivers with contact. That's the 12 ride of Bromfield who's going to get in there. He's going to get some contact into the 51 and the 76. The 60 ride of Johnny Thunders getting some damage. The 81 of Anthony Garland going to end up with some damage. Tuisku in there as well with some contact as well. And I do believe the 029 of James Woodard also going to get some pretty good contact there into that one. And then you see late into it as the 51 ride gets T-boned by the 21 ride of Whitford out there on the speedway. Let's play this back, see if we can jump on board here with David Duran Jr. and see what he can see from the cockpit, as we'll jump right onto the helmet cam here of this number 51. You see him battle with this car very, very tight. Unfortunately, there's the first little bit of contact and goes around, and from this point on, he's just hanging on, trying to make his way through there, and gets hammered in almost every single corner there. And unfortunately, that car is severely damaged. Heavy contact, heavy damage there for the 51 ride, as we'll get them all ready to roll here once again. We do see Darrell Whitford down pit side here. Extended period of time for the Lug Nuts Racing number 21 machine. Corey Crowell already off the racetrack. Same with the N Sea NSB number 02 at Chad Lancaster. So we're already down a few drivers out here on the speedway. Jameson Heath back in 25th. Too much damage to the 24 ride, but bringing up the rear of the field, and right now is scored a lap down. Same with Lance Brantlinger, also scored a lap down out there on the racetrack. Johnny Thunders, I do believe, is the last driver on the lead lap right now. So 23 drivers still on the lead lap, a few drivers a lap or two down, and then we see a few drivers already down and off of the racetrack here in this one. As we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing, as Ethan says, no, yes, he made it, he did make it. Kazar, he made it through there. He was able to make it through that one, as Odoris, I guess he's not in the league anymore. I'm not sure what the story is there or what may have happened, but unfortunately, no CJ Jeffries out there, man. That's a tough one, as he's a fierce competitor, a good competitor, and I'd classify him as a good friend now after watching him battle out there for years and years on the racetrack here with the Outcast Racing League. As Vic says, did Kazar survive? Yes, he did. He did. How many drivers started the race? We started with 28 drivers here this afternoon, so 28 drivers took the green flag, and now we are down to 26 still in the server, one down pit side, a couple lap a lap or two down, and then 23 left on the lead lap as of right now. Could be a whole lot worse if we didn't take we didn't have quick repairs. Here we have one quick repair every driver is able to use. If those quick repairs weren't a thing, we would be down a lot more drivers right now as we go back to green flag racing. Cameron Combs out in front, continuing to lead the way. Now Combs is on a completely different strategy compared to everybody out here on the speedway, and that may work out perfectly here for him this afternoon, as only about 7 or 8 laps left here in this first or second stage of the evening. Him not coming down pit side. He hasn't been down pit road once here this afternoon. So he's trying to save some extra tires back there behind pit wall that he may be able to use to his advantage later in the evening. And right now he's just been working here at the front of the field. Drove from about the 23rd position to finish inside the top 5 there in stage number 1. And now we see some contact and Al Reed into the outside fence. Look out. Heavy damage for the 3 machine, dropping like a fly here. There he is, Al Reed and Gavin Addison. Out of corner number 2, they're going to make a little contact here. As Addison gets a little loose, there's the contact into the 3 right, and it just gets him bent out of shape here and into the outside fence. No caution flag, but this is a heartbreaker for our second place driver, Al Reed. Is Reed just trying to work himself around? There's that contact, and it just bends him out of shape right there. That car drives up and into the outside fence, and heavy right front contact there for the 3 machine of Al Reed, and now he's down pit side here during the green flag, so this will definitely probably put him a lap or 2 down here out on the speedway, especially if he's down for an extended period of time. But at the front of the field, continuing to lead the way, that is Cameron Combs. Combs continuing to show these drivers how to get it done here in this one, as Cameron Combs out in front. He is leading the way, and as we were talking, he has yet to come down pit road. Everyone basically back here behind him inside the top 10 has been down pit side around lap number 27. They're at the end of stage number 1. They made a green or a caution flag pit stop here at the end of that stage. Cameron Combs elected to stay out, keep on rolling here on the speedway, and so far this plan has worked out perfectly for him. Obviously a couple quick caution flags, a lot of yellow flag laps right there to make this a shorter run, and he's using it to his advantage to potentially pick up stage win number 2 here on the evening, as Jose Gullion, hopefully I'm saying that right. Jose coming in, showing the love, as coming in, dropping that subscription, becoming a brand new member here on the PeaceMaker family, smashing that subscribe button. Welcome to the PeaceMaker family over there on the YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, be just like Jose, and make sure you smash that gosh heckin' follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit that like and share button, and make sure you jump into the comment section and let us know who you're cheering for as we see the caution flag come back out. The caution flag coming back out here in this one, as Colorado Avalanche fan becoming a brand new member of the PeaceMaker Sub Club. What are we talking about here? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for the Colorado Avalanche fan becoming a member of the PeaceMaker Sub Club over here on the YouTube stream, coming in, smashing that join button, becoming a brand new member here on the YouTube stream, and now he earns himself some exclusive content. Also earns himself the use of additional stickers. You also got emotes over there on the YouTube stream that you can now use as well. Colorado Avalanche fan, you can use those emotes over there on the YouTube stream. I just put them in there. All you can do is hit the smiley face. They should come up as either YouTube emotes or PeaceMaker emotes, and now you have the ability to use those as well. Huge shout out there for Colorado Avalanche fan becoming a part of the PeaceMaker Sub Club here today, joining the exclusive PeaceMaker Sub Club fam over there on the YouTube channel. As the caution flag does come back out here in this race, I do believe that will bring us to a close here on this stage, as well as lap number 50 should be ran here before the end of this stage. So Cameron Combs should pick up stage win number 2 here on the afternoon, as we'll get ready to take a quick look back and see what happened here. See where this contact was made and where we see another caution flags. It looks like Adolfo Castillo potentially running into another issue here on the racetrack, battling just behind the 28 right of Kevin Kazar right there. But you see that contact as Caleb McKinney gets in there a little bit too deep down low. McKinney sends it in there, makes contact with the 31 ride, then gets him sideways there, trying to save it, trying to get that car figured out. Unfortunately, goes around, nowhere to go. Kurt Sponsler slides there into him, and then you see Anthony Garland T-bones him. Oh, comes in late and just absolutely writes him off. I do believe Billy Jordan going to slide into that 49 right as well. Some big hits down here, man. Some heavy hits. Let's see if we can jump on board with Anthony Garland as he's coming into this one late. And unfortunately, down and out of corner number 2, just nowhere to go, and ends up sliding right into that number 31 right. You'll see Billy Jordan getting into the 49 machine as well. So a 4-car pileup down here on the exit of quarter number 2, and a lot of damage and a tough break for a couple of these contenders. We already saw Anthony Garland use that quick repair early in this race, and now down pit side could be for an extended period of time. Same with Adolfo Castillo, Al Reed, and a lot of these other drivers that are still down on pit lane. This field is getting thinner and thinner and thinner here this evening as Brad coming in with the let's go baby emotes and everything else, as he says, feels good to support a great stream. It does feel good. It does feel good, and we're super happy to have your support here this afternoon. Colorado Avalanche fan coming in, setting it off and bringing in the big love here in this one. 31 should be disqualified. Well, I don't think it's really the 31's fault. He didn't really do anything wrong here. So the 76 of McKinney just gets in there, and you can't save it. I mean, nothing you can really do. 31 getting taken out right there. That rear end going around, and now you see on the top side of the racetrack, you see all those little black marks on the racetrack there, the little black dots. Those are basically like marbles. It's rubber buildup. They're marbles here as he's trying to correct this car. He does save it, does a great job, but unfortunately kind of gets into a little bit of an over-saving issue there, and unfortunately in through those marbles, not a whole lot you can do except for trying to hang on and hope for the best, and without trying to make contact with the outside fence. Unfortunately, that car does decide to go around on him, and tough break there for him. But that one, I would say, goes on to the 76 ride for the initial contact to get him turned around right there, and then unfortunate contact between him and the 49 machine, and then obviously the pair of other drivers that drove in there afterwards, as we'll get them ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one, as lap number 51 up and onto the board here. So the pace car will make that hard left-hand turn back down pit side, and we'll get ready to start our final stage of the day, our final stage after for this one. Dirty Racer disqualify everyone except for Kevin Kazar. I don't know about that one. I think that one's going to be a little tough to do. I don't have that. You got to talk to the admin crew about that one. I don't have that kind of power up here in the broadcast booth. Trust me, I'm cheering for Kevin Kazar as much as everybody else out here, but I don't have the power to be able to disqualify anybody out there on the racetrack, especially if they don't earn it. As we go back to green flag racing, and quickly Cameron Combs picking right back up where he left off, yet to come down pit road again here. So Cameron Combs, not sure what the strategy is here, maybe just trying to use the track position to his to help him out here, and he has been yet to come down pit side. I can't imagine he can make it much farther without being forced to come down pit side and figure out how to do it. I'll try to figure it out, Beaks. Don't you worry. I'll try to figure it out. As yeah, I don't know how 51 ride, or the 15 ride of Cameron Combs is going to continue off here this race. Will making his way down pit side here, but he's the only driver yet to come down pit side here this race. Everybody else has been down pit side here at least once this afternoon. He's the only driver yet to make his way down there. So I'm not sure what the strategy is or how it's going to play out for him. But right now, it's playing out perfectly as he's at the front of the field. He's up 22 positions from where he started, and he continues to lead the way here in this one. Chris Muse back there in second with Colton Manage now into that third spot as the Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast 00 ride works himself up into the third spot. Then we see Mike Killing back there in fourth, David Duran Jr. back there in the fifth position. Robert Tuiscu there in sixth with Kevin Kazar in seventh. That's Caleb McKinney now looking down low on the 28 ride as you see Casey Gross and Gavin Addison rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. Addison works down low underneath the 77, rides the 76, works his way around the 28 to Kazar. Now Kazar has Addison down to his inside, but a great run down the back straight away, looking to see if he can clear this 11 right down into the bottom of corner number 3 and 4, and that's exactly where he's going to go, as we do see our race leader headed down pit side. Green flag pit stop here for the 15 rider Cameron Combs, and all the strategy that he was playing right there, hoping to see another quick caution flag. Will not see one, and now we'll have to make a green flag pit stop here this afternoon. This is not a spot you want to be here. This is strategy, unfortunately, not planning out perfectly for this number 15 ride, but I apologize. It may work out for him here as the caution flag does come out. Now, can he stay out in front of our race leaders, or will he go a lap down? He's rolling here on the racetrack. I do believe he may end up a lap down here on the racetrack as they roll corner 1 and 2. The pace car should be right here in front of Chris Muse, and that will probably trap the number 15 of Cameron Combs a lap down here, but I do believe he'll be in the free pass position no matter what, so he'll get the wave around back onto the lead lap. But if he was able to stay in front of that pace car, that could have been a huge play there for him. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out, as we are going to see more drivers start to head down pit road here. All right, so that's going to mix things up even more. A lot of different strategy, a lot of different game plans here for a lot of these drivers. And now we do see Chris Muse on his way down pit side. It does look like Colton Manage going to go with them. It does look like the 70 of Killing back, Caleb McKinney, Robert Tuiscu, Buffton Barker all coming down pit side. Here comes Johnny Thunders in the Shenco Custom Diecast. Quantum Up Motorsports number 60 ride also down pit road. Gary Wright headed down pit side. Lance Brantlinger, Anthony Garland. Here comes Brian Woodard, Casey Gross, Josh Bromfield, Kevin Kazar, all the way back here now, scored in the 21st position, as I do believe Kazar may have been tied up in this one. He's been able to dodge a lot of these, and it looks like Kevin Kazar, unfortunately, going to get a piece of this, as right in front of him you see the 6 rider Robert Tuiscu. If he's just going to get loose on corner exit right here. Yeah, he does. He just gets loose on corner exit, and then as he gets loose, I think the 28 of Kazar starts to check up here, trying to avoid any additional contact. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to wash up and into the 77, or the 77 washes down into him, one or the other. They both come together, and around goes Kevin Kazar. They both get up into the outside fence. Heavy damage right there, actually, to both of these competitors, but Kevin Kazar gets tied up here in this one. So for all the Kazar fans, your driver goes around. I do believe he's going to get smucked right here as well. Bam, there's the 24 ride, slides in there. Now here comes that 12 rider Josh Bromfield as well. So what looked to be slight damage for the 28 ride now turns out to be quite a lot more damage there for Kevin Kazar, as that is definitely not the way he wanted that one to go, and unfortunately, he's going to end up with quite a bit of damage here, and oh man, this is going to be a big hit right here, as bam, there's the 24, slides right into him, and heavy damage there for the 28 riders. We'll get them all back out there onto the racetrack. We do see Kevin Kazar back out here as well, so it should get everyone lined back up and back ready to rock and roll, as Gavin Addison is scored as our race leader, as Kazar got tookened out. He got tookened out. I like that. I like that. That's English right there. DQ the 77. DQ the 77. No. No, unfortunately, that's just racing out there, man. Sometimes racing goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. Unfortunately for Kevin Kazar, he gets tied up in that one. Now we'll get to see him try to drive back through this one, see if he can try to make his way back in towards the front of the field, see if he can make his way back up into that. As I actually think he may be fine if that was if that hit was to the door. Not completely sure if he used his quick fix yet or not. I do believe, just looking at his car there for a quick second after he came back on the pit road, I do believe Kazar has used that quick repair here for that 28 ride. So I think he just used that quick fix. The car is back into one piece. Doesn't look like any damage on it now, so the car is good. Now he's just got to worry about how long he was down pit side for. I do believe he is now scored as a lap down driver, and I do believe he's sitting perfectly fine, though, as he is the first car one lap down as of right now. So if he can just kind of keep himself out of trouble and hopefully see another quick caution flag, he may be able to pick up that lucky dog and work himself back onto the lead lap here, and then try to use a little strategy and see if he can work his way to the front of the field. As Beak says, CJ Jeffries is alive. He is alive. He is here, and he is alive this afternoon. He is here. Don't you guys worry one little bit, as we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. We'll get ready to send these drivers back loose here in this one, as barely laugh out loud. I'm pretty sick. Oh no, Jeffries, hopefully you're not too sick, brother. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's just a cold and you're over it in a quick hurry. As we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here for the beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceway. As down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4, we'll hit that Geico restart zone. Gavin Addison, Austin Smith, 1 and 2 on the speedways. We go back to Green Flag Racing. The Money Lion number 11 Toyota quickly launches down into corner number 1. He's getting chased down as here comes the 84 of Wayne Garland. Sends it in there deep into corner number 1. Watches up the racetrack, able to keep that car rolling, though, as here comes the 49 of Kurt Sponsler. Sponsler, who we saw get tied up in that wreck not too long ago, has got that NOS energy drink. Elite Sim Racing Peacemaker Gaming ride pointed back in the right direction, and he's looking to keep on working his way up towards the front of the field. See what that 00 Colt manages right there, now inside the top 5 in that 00 machine, but it's all Gavin Addison, as Addison continues to lead the way here from the beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceway. Austin Smith there in second, Wayne Garland back there in third. As we see these drivers continue to battle, we do see the caution flag going to come back out here in this one. So the caution flag going to come back out, and it looks like Caleb McKinney going to get tied up right here. Him and Kurt Sponsler. Looks like they're going to get tied together down here in corner 1 and 2. We were just talking about Kurt Sponsler. You see him, unfortunately, gets into the rumble strips down there on the apron. And unfortunately, as he does, the car just breaks loose, washes up into the 76. And both Caleb McKinney, Kurt Sponsler hard up into the outside walls right there. A little bit of contact and damage for the 70 ride of Mike Killingback as the Lawrence Tech University of Lawrence Tech ride. Unfortunately, he gets a little damage right there. Just watch this 49 ride right there. You see that car just breaks loose. He's actually pretty loose going into the corner even before he hits those rumble strips here, and unfortunately just gets in there. Weird angle, different angle, and it's a little too much for that race car, and that car just slides sideways down through corner 1 and 2, and then McKinney just nowhere to go right here. Gets tagged, gets turned around, and slides backwards up into that outside fence, and heavy damage to the rear end and the front end of that 76 ride. And Dylan McKinney, unfortunately, going to have to go down pit side and get some repairs done here in this one, as we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. As out in front, Gavin Addison continues to lead the way, and now that was a big break, as I do believe Kevin Kazar is going to get that free pass, so Kazar will end up back on the lead lap right here. So he's going to get that lucky dog position. He's going to get rolled around and back onto the lead lap here this afternoon. So a great break right there for that number 28 ride, as we'll get ready to see these drivers keep on battling, keep on beating and banging. We're going to see if we can pull in the 60 ride of Johnny Thunders right now, as Johnny He's been waiting patiently here. He's down pit road. I'm not sure what's wrong with that car, but we saw him doing some pretty good moves early on in this race. We'll see if we can get Johnny up here into the broadcast booth for a little in-race interview and see what's going on through the mind here of this number 60 ride this afternoon. If I can find him here on the racetrack. There he is. Let me see if I can jump into a different lobby or something here real quick. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to pull Johnny Thunders in here real quick for an in-race interview with this Quantum Motorsports number 60 ride. Hey Johnny, it's Aaron up here on the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
I do. What's up, buddy?
Not much. Johnny, man, a bit of a wild race so far. A lot of contact, a lot of issues out there on the speedway. We see you're a lap or two down here, man. What are you going to do out there? How are you going to try to battle back and get yourself back onto that lead lap and back into contention here in this race? We saw you battling, working yourself up there towards the front of the field before getting tied up in a couple incidences out here on the speedway.
Man, I've been on the lead lap all day. I just had to pee real bad. So I finally went a lap down. But it's okay. With the cautions that we got coming, I think we'll be all right. And I got to race Al Reed for the lucky dog here. And hopefully we can get back on the lead lap and score Quantum some points today.
Yeah, absolutely. After, what's been a pretty crazy race, man. What's been going through your mind here on a lot of these restarts, knowing that these caution flags have taken out a lot of great drivers, a lot of talented drivers, and we see a lot of them either out of this race already or still parked down pit side getting repairs. How do you attack a racetrack and, try to work yourself forward knowing that you could get collected at any moment in time?
Honestly, man, I'm just trying to pay attention to the car in front of me. I'm watching the checkup real hard, especially on the restarts. You hear guys coming over to the radio talking about, certain things, and my mind is watch that car in front of me and make sure that I'm good to go come time to make a move that I have to. So.
Absolutely. Well, you got your teammate right there in front of you, Adolfo Castillo, and hopefully we can see you guys work yourselves back onto the lead lap and back into contention here this afternoon. Johnny, good luck out there. Have some fun, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth here later on this evening.
Here's to hoping, man. You have a good one.
Yes, you as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up right there for Mr. Johnny Thunders. Is Johnny going to hop in here, give us a quick little insight there on what he's doing and what he needs to do and keep on doing out here on the speedway to try to work this 60 ride back onto the lead lap, as Johnny, unfortunately, had to go down pit side. We thank him also having that webcam turned on for us so we can get a good look inside not only the mind of the 60 ride, but also inside the gaming room, inside that, that car, and really see how focused in he is, how immersed he is here in the racing sim, and where he's able to kind of put his focus towards here throughout these races as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Out in front is Gavin Addison and Austin Smith, 1 and 2 here on the speedway for another big restart as the Muddy Lion number 11 gets the launch he was looking for, sends it down into corner number 1 as here comes Smith trying to work right back to his rear bumper, but it's Gavin Addison nice and easy out of corner number 2 will lead us down the back straightaway here as everybody else back there fighting, battling hard. People in the field trying to work their way towards the front of the pack and continue to try to gain some positions here on the evening. You do see the 029 ride, James Woodard, one of his first races here with the Diecasts Racing League in the 029 ride, was just up inside the top 10 there for a quick second. We see the other Woodard almost going sideways right there, almost making contact with that inside fence as the back marker shop is able to keep that car continuing to keep on rolling right there, but had to go for a slide down the front straightaway as Kevin Kazar is going to work around him. Kazar back onto the lead lap, now back inside the top 20 out there on the racetrack. As out in front, Gavin Addison continues to lead the way. The race is on. Back here behind him, Austin Smith and Colton Manich right there, right in tow, not letting him run away with this one. Wayne Garland back here in position number 4 with Mike Killingbeck here in position number 5 as the caution flag is going to come back out. Caution flag back out here on the racetrack as the 77 rider, Casey Gross. Looks like he's going to go for a loop-de-loop here deeper in the field. Let's take a look here and see what happens. Contact between him and Woodard, and unfortunately they get together. Around goes the 77. Good contact right there for both drivers collected, as unfortunately things just closing up quickly here on the racetrack, and drivers running out of room here in a quick hurry as Woodard up there on the outside lane. Looks like he comes down the racetrack as Casey trying to come up the racetrack, and just run out of room. They run into each other. That sends the 77 up into the outside fence. The 29 right there. Some pretty good contact with the 77 and the outside fence as well. So good damage for both drivers right there, as we'll get them all ready to roll here once again, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again this evening, as we'll have to wait and see what these drivers got up their sleeves for late in this race. As Ethan Hogue says yes, Kazar, yes, cheered on Mr. Kazar out there on the speedway. Kazar still trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field here this afternoon, and he's trying to rebound from that earlier contact, that earlier spin, and getting that car repaired. But we do see some different pit strategies here again on the racetrack. Austin Smith headed down pit side, so isn't Colton Manich. Wayne Garland, Mike Killingbank, Brandon Puffenbarker, Cameron Combs, Bromfield, Garland, Woodard, Kevin Kazar, all coming down pit side here. So different pit strategies again here on the evening to really mix things up here on the night, man. This is going to get very wild, Chad. This is going to get very interesting to really see what these drivers are doing and how they're moving and grooving out there on the speedway as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. We're going to have about 8 drivers at the front of the field here, all kind of on different pit strategies here. We had a couple drivers last down pit road on lap 48, including our race leader here, Gavin Addison, was last down pit road, lap 48 out there on the racetrack. Then we have a few drivers that came down on lap 57, another driver that was down on lap 58. We have a few drivers that came down pit road on lap 63, and then we have the rest of the field that just came down pit side, being led by Wayne Garland here, coming down pit road on lap number 70. So a bunch of different strategies, a bunch of different moves here for drivers on the speedway to try to leapfrog other drivers, trying to play that strategy game, maybe trying to use these tires to their advantage. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, who can put themselves into the winning strategy in the winning position here this afternoon, as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing, as the action here at Gateway is just starting to heat up, ladies and gentlemen. As I'm going to get a quick drink into me, and then we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here for our main feature event here this afternoon.
In the digital world he shines bright, full send all day and all night, conquering realms with all his might. Peacemaker's here to make it right. Through the controllers battles begun, every click, every move he's won, streaming wisdom under the sun. Victory's anthem just has begun. Peacemaker gaming all day, send it full dose sway. In the virtual lands we play, leading the charge in our own way. Pixels and wires, his domain, glory found in every campaign, shelter from reality strain. With Peacemaker there's no pain. Battles fought in every zone, from his cherries never alone. his name is known. Eyes on screens, dreams he weave. In his world you can't believe. Through the levels never leave. The magic of gaming we perceive.
Alrighty, as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here at Gateway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cheer on your favorite driver as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Inside 40 laps left to go here this afternoon is a big restart right there for the number 11 of Gavin Addison. Addison quickly back onto the left pedal, looking to try to pull away from the rest of the field as the 11 machine out in front. Everyone else back there in tow, trying to work their way to the front of the field as we're going to hop into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming crank it up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here in stage number 3. Contact and caution flag back out onto the racetrack here. You see the pair of drivers turned around. It's Kill McKinney and Chris Muse who are battling here for the second and third spot on the speedway. Now both turned around, pointed in the wrong direction. Entertainment there for both contenders. We'll take a look back and see what happens here. Between the two of them battling here for that second spot, trying to chase down Gavin Addison on the racetrack. Contact right there, Chris Muse turns down the racetrack a little bit too soon and unfortunately makes that contact and kind of just hooks the 76 right up the racetrack. He'll take another look at it. So the 99 trying to come down the racetrack and right here just gets into that right rear quarter panel of the 76 and just cannot get that car turned with the car hooked here outside and unfortunately just pulls him up the racetrack hard into the outside fence. The 99 rider Chris Muse also going to get some pretty good contact there out of that, as well as he's going to get backed into that outside fence and in there with that 76 machine, and heavy damage for both drivers. But that puts us back under the caution flag here this afternoon as a pair of fast cats there at the front of the field getting tied together and going around here in this one. We're going to pit side, they're going to go down. We're going to have some different pit strategies here again. So a bunch of different pit strategies for these contenders. See Gavin Addison down pit side here in the 11 right. There's the 49 rider Kurt Sponsler. David Duran Jr. is down pit road. We see Lance Brantlinger, Wayne Garland, Caleb McKinney all down pit side. Chris Muse, Casey Gross, Brian Woodard, James Woodard, Cameron Combs down pit side here. So a bunch of drivers running a bunch of different pit strategies here late in this race to make things that much more interesting, and that will hand the race lead over to Colton Manich. So Colton Manich will now lead the way here. He will be the driver out in front here on the restart, with Robert Tuiscu now into position number 2. And we see Austin Smith, Mike Killingbeck, Kevin Kazar now our top 5 out here on the speedway. So Kazar finds his way back inside the top 5 with that pit strategy, as the 12 of Josh Bromfield here in 6. Anthony Garland, a good rebound day here for the Poor Boy Motorsports Outcast Racing League number 81, as he's currently scored in the 7th position. We do see Gary Wright making his way back down pit side here. So Gary Wright going to make another pit stop, as that'll make our first car on the freshest equipment here, the number 84 of Wayne Garland. Wayne was the first car to come back out onto the racetrack there after pitting on lap number 79. So we'll be one of those drivers to keep an eye on. Same with David Duran Jr., Gavin Addison, Lance Brantlinger, Chris Muse, Caleb McKinney, as they all try to steamroll their way back up towards the front of the field. We also see Johnny Thunders back onto the lead lap as well. So good to see Johnny, after taking that P break and going a lap down, now finds himself back on the lead lap here and ready to play today. As we'll get them ready to rock and roll, we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here from Gateway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so far some craziness out here, some crazy racing, some absolutely amazing racing though, as we'll continue on with our Peacemaker game and crank it up.
In the digital world he shines bright, full send all day and all night, conquering realms with all his might. Peacemaker's here to make it right. Through the controllers, battles begun.
As we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here from the beautiful World Technology Raceway. It's Gateway here this afternoon. The green flag quickly back out into the air for the 00 of Colton Manich, as Manich leads the way here this afternoon, killing back right there in that second spot. Robert Tuiscu there in third with Josh Bromfield. Austin Smith now our top 5 here on the racetrack, as Kevin Kazar slides back into that 6th position. And here comes Gavin Addison. Addison with the fresh tires, the fresh equipment, the 11 ride steamrolls to the outside of the 28. Kazar will slide back one more spot now into position number 7 as Gavin Addison jumps in to position number 7. But some more beating and banging deeper in the field, and I do believe, oh baby, look out here. I don't know how we have not went back to the caution flag, as Mike Killingbeck trying to hang on to this number 70 ride. Went for quite a bit of an issue down here into corner number 1, as look at this car. Oh man, I don't know how we did not get a caution flag right there, but unfortunately hard contact into the outside wall for the 70 ride. Heavy damage there as well for our number 6 machine of That is Robert Tuescu with a ton of damage right there. But out in front, we stay clean and green, and it's Colton Manich who leads the way. Manich out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done. Here in this one with Austin Smith there in second. Gavin Addison now up into third as Kevin Kazar battling door-to-door here with Josh Bromfield for position number 4 on the speedway. So Kazar looking to move up into that 4th position as he battles door-to-door here with Josh Bromfield as Anthony Garland there in 6th. Wayne Garland back there in 7th. Lance Brantlinger, Caleb McKinney, and Chris Muse rounding out our top 10. Cameron Combs, we saw lead a bunch of laps early in this race. The 15 ride back here in position number 11 with Casey Gross there in 12th. David Durant Jr. back here in 13th, but he's going to go around, and that will bring the caution flag out, and it's Johnny Thunders who ends up getting a piece of him here down the back straight away. So the caution flag going to come back out here in this one. Let's see the 16 ride go down and off the racetrack here after that contact as looks like the 16 of Gary Wright just gets loose coming out of the corner, gets into the 51 ride, spins him around, and then the 6 of Tuescu, the 16 coming together there as well, and then Johnny Thunders sees that 51 ride trying to get out of the way. Unfortunately, could not dodge a pretty heavy damage to the back end of the 51. Heavy right front damage there for Johnny Thunders. As let's play this back again and take another look here at how this kind of got started as this number 51 run gets a good run down low, trying to work his way underneath the 16 machine, and you see the 16 just trying to come down the racetrack, looking for a big run down the straightaway. Fortunately, comes down into the 51 ride. They make contact once right there, and unfortunately that gets the 16 loose. He makes contact again with that 51 ride, and then Johnny Thunders in here is going to send it in and trying to work his way through it, hoping to see this get clear, and unfortunately does not get clear enough, and heavy damage there for that Peacemaker Gaming Shenco Custom Diecast. Quantum Motorsports number 60 ride as we'll go back under the caution flag. We'll have another opportunity for drivers to play a little bit of pit strategy, and we'll stack these drivers back up and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in what's been a very wild afternoon of racing, as you do see the 5 ride of Brandon Puffenbarger. He's going to get that waiver, and I do believe that's going to put him back onto the lead lap. So a good break right there for the 5 ride of Brandon Puffenbarger, back into contention, back into the battle here this afternoon as Colton Manich out in front, continuing to manage this race lead as we'll take a look in and take a look here at all of our drivers as Joshua Neal says, let's go Austin. Cheer on Mr. Austin out there on the racetrack. Cheering on Austin Smith as Beak says, is Kazar winning? He's not winning, but he is sitting in that 4th position, so he's within a good distance, and for the craziness we've seen here throughout the day, we could see more of that happening here, and the door could open for the 28 ride to maybe slide his way into victory lane here this evening as Kazar scored there in the 4th position. Killingback hoping for the free pass or a wave around here back onto the lead lap. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get it as he'll be scored here, unfortunately, a lap down and back there in the 21st position on the speedway. As we'll get them ready to go back to green flag racing, we'll take a quick break here and get a word in from our sponsors over at N Sea NSB. Alrighty, shout out there to our sponsors over at N Sea NSB as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. As Kenji says, laugh out loud, who me? Who me? Yes, you. Of course you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Potentially you. Potentially you. That's always an opportunity. There's always a chance as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. We do got a poll over there on the YouTube stream as well. You guys can vote right now. Does Kazar win this race? It's a yes or no question. Make sure you go cast your votes over there on the YouTube stream right now to see whether or not you guys think Kazar will pull this one off or somebody else will find their way into victory lane. It's about 1 in 28 odds, so you never know. It's a possibility. It's always a possibility, no matter what. That's what racing is as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one. Down through the Geico restart zone. The green flag quickly back out into the air. Here for the 00, Colton manages. Continuing to manage this race lead, but right there to his inside is Austin Smith. Smith looking to try to jump up and take this race lead back away from the 00, but don't look now, because here comes Kevin Addison and Kevin Kazar. It's Kazar. They're in position number 4, and he's looking for more here using that outside groove. A bit of a gap back to our 5th place driver, the 12 ride of Josh Bromfield. Is Bromfield getting a great look at this battle here from his front windshield, getting a great view of what's going on, but we do see the caution flag coming back out. So again, cautions, breeding cautions here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. I think for the next season, we better leave this racetrack off of the schedule. This is definitely not the way we want to see these guys roll out there on the speedway. This one may have to be eliminated as a race on next season's schedule, man. I don't know. I seem to always have a lot of caution flags at this racetrack. I don't know what it is, but never works out well for us. As we're going to have a couple drivers get tied up in this one. Adolfo Castillo is going to get in here. I do believe Gary Wright's going to get into it as well. I'm not sure where this one starts or who initially makes the contact. Is oh, there you go. You see Chris Muse turned around. Johnny Thunders turned around right there as well. Let's take a look back and see how this one gets started. As Chris Muse, his good day, unfortunately, slowly but surely going astray here. Looks like he's going to get some contact right there from the 76 of Caleb McKinney. McKinney going to get him turned around and nowhere to go for Johnny Thunders as Thunders gets drove in there by the 16 ride of Gary Wright. Then Wright's going to get ran into from behind by Adolfo Castillo as there's this contact between him and the 76 ride as the 76 of McKinney just going to get in there too deep. Makes the contact right there and fortunately gets him turned around, and then that's when everyone else just piles into this one and bam, bam, bam. A couple heavy hits right here for a few of these drivers, as unfortunately Johnny Thunders, really nothing he could do here with this one as the 16 came in from quite a ways back, and as he was trying to get checked up to avoid the spinning 99 ride, the 16 unfortunately never really got onto the brakes right there, and either did the 31 ride of Adolfo Castillo as he slides into that as well. Let's take a look from the 31's perspective as he drives it in deep into corner 3 and 4. Unfortunately, does not avoid any of these cars and slams into the back end of the 16 ride right there. Heavy damage there for a bunch of those drivers as another caution flag out there on the speedway, definitely making things that much more interesting as we get closer and closer to the checkered flag here this afternoon, as definitely been a bit of a wild one here, as CJ says, just like Iowa, Gateway needs to be put on the ban list. I kind of agree with that one. Gateway, I feel like, could be a good racetrack. It could be a lot of fun, but I don't know, man. It just seems like time and time again that I've seen races here at Gateway. It's like Martinsville, man. Just everyone runs over top of everyone out there. Unfortunately, just a couple different driving styles. You know, everyone has their different driving styles. Certain drivers like to back the corners up. Other drivers send it in there a little bit too deep, and as they continue to beat and bang and battle out there, you know, it's so easy here at the speedway. Once you get that contact, the cars just go around. You know, there's not a whole lot of saving, not a whole lot of grip there to keep these cars pointing the right direction, and Fortunately, this race started in the daytime, now going to end here in the nighttime, and that could definitely affect some of these drivers in their handling here late in this race as the grip levels kind of become different here. The lights turn on, the sun sets down. It kind of becomes a completely different race tracking, which can really turn people's, strategies or turn their cars from a good race car into a very, very bad, tight race car out there on the racetrack. So we'll have to wait and see, who's made the right adjustments to stay up with the weather conditions and the sun setting and everything else to keep their cars, in a good condition here for late in this race as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here as we only got 16 more laps left to go here this afternoon as my boy Jason Gunnels coming in, showing the love here with the like on the stream. How are you, Jason? Jason coming in, showing the love here this afternoon as race getting closer and closer to the checkered flag. Who's it gonna be? Will it be Kevin Kazar to put himself into victory lane? Will Austin Smith or Colton Manich find their way into victory lane? Does Gavin Addison pick up back-to-back dubs here this afternoon? Does he find his way into victory lane again here this afternoon? Is Holly coming in as well with that heart reaction here on the broadcast, coming in, showing the love here this afternoon as well as racing action, man, has been it's been nonstop. These guys have continued to beat and bang and battle here all evening long. It's been a lot of back and forth. It's been a lot of caution flags. It's been a lot of contact. I'm sure there's probably a lot of hurt feelings as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Down through corner 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway into the Geico restart zone. We see that green flag fly here once again in a big jump. A perfect restart there for Austin Smith. Smith quickly taking that race lead and trying to run away with his EC Kevin Kazar. He's able to work himself around the 11 of Gavin Addison. Now looking to work his way around the number 00 of Colton Manich for position number 2 here on the speedway. Addison all over the back bumper of that 00 ride as Kevin Kazar goes up the racetrack ever so slightly. He'll slide back into that 4th position, but contact around goes Manich. Manich goes around down into the inside fence, and the caution flag will fly here once again. So there you go, another caution flag going to fly as Colton Manich going to feel the hurt of this one as Gavin Addison was all over his back bumper here. We watched it down into the corner and everything else to see if we can get a good look at the contact, the beating and banging here to the back bumper of this 00 ride. There you go. He's going to get pretty much locked onto the bumper right there, and then he's going to stay right on him, right here through the middle of the corner and on the exit. Unfortunately, is one big shot right there, and that just loses the rear end out of corner number 4. He goes for a slide, gets stopped there on the speedway. Luckily enough, everyone else is able to avoid him, and we don't see any more drivers getting driven into that one, and no one else with damage or anything else there. So a big caution flag right there and a tough break for Colton Manich as he goes from battling for a race win to now deeper in the field and now scored in the 21st position on the racetrack. As we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again as we're already down quite a few drivers in this race. We had Chad Lancaster already leave this race, Corey Crowell already off the racetrack, as well as Billy Jordan. I do believe Jamison Heath still rolling out there in the 25th position. Adolfo Castillo, I do believe, is now off of the racetrack, as well as, nope, the 21 still out there, and Al Reed is still out there. So we're down about 4 drivers from where we started here this afternoon. So 4 drivers looks like they are down behind pit wall and out of this race. So started with 28. We got 24 left here on the racetrack. And I do believe 21 drivers left on the lead lap for this feature event. So still a lot of opportunities here and can still hurt you quite a bit. If you go from the front of the field to the back of the pack here, you can still easily lose that, 10, 15, 20 positions and find yourself not gaining a whole lot of points here this evening as Austin Smith continues to lead the way. The 28 of Kevin Kazar now in second as Brantlinger, Bromfield, and Cameron Combs are top 5 here on the speedway, as I do believe Gavin Addison also has taken his car off the racetrack as well. So Gavin Addison has also left this race. So we're down another driver here. So 5 drivers behind pit wall now, as I do believe Gavin Addison also off of the speedway as well. So some more issues out here on the racetrack. This one's been a little bit of a survival of the fittest. Whoever can make it to the end may be the one driver to survive and put themselves into victory lane here this afternoon. And now with Kevin Kazar in position number 2. The votes are in right now. 60-40 opportunity. 60% of people think Kevin Kazar over there on the YouTube stream will find victory lane, where 40% of people think no, he will not. So I don't know. He's sitting in second now. And that might have opened the door a little bit more for Kevin Kazar to maybe finish out this race and put himself into victory lane. This is going to end up being a nail-biter right down to the very end. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here from the beautiful Gateway. It's the Worldwide Technology Raceway here this afternoon. We're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose here as the lights are off the official iRacing pace car. And this is going to be a 10-lap shootout to the end. Oh, baby, this is going to be a nail-biter. This is going to be a nail-biter here this evening. 10-lap shootout to the end. Now, do we see another caution flag, or do we see this one go clean and green to the end? Now, who will have the best car here, not only on the short run speed, but also later in this run? If we see this go 10 laps, you may burn up your stuff, or you may not have anything past your lap 3, lap 4. So if you have that car set up for a short run speed, it could play out perfectly, but even if it's could fall off after those few laps, maybe in a world of hurt if we see this go 10 laps deep here and finish off this race without another caution flag. But I don't know, the way this race is win, we may see another caution flag as of yet. Abundance of yellows, a lot of contact, a lot of beating and banging, and it comes down to this, a 10-lap shootout here this afternoon from Worldwide Technology Raceway. Is down through the Geico restart zone. A big restart right there for the 23 ride. Kevin Kazar almost went early, had to get down onto the brake pedal, and I think that's going to really mix things up deeper in the field, and instantly the caution flag comes back out. Colton managed tied up in this one as cautions breeding cautions here again this evening, and unfortunately, as things kind of got bunched up here, so I think the 23 ride playing some mind games closer to the front of the field here. You'll watch this 23 machine, our race leader, down into the Geico restart zone. He really drops the pace right here. The 28 ride, expecting him to start to roll a little quicker. They're kind of getting onto the throttle there, while the 23 is basically coming to a crawl up there in that outside lane. And that kind of gets everybody guessing here on that restart, and it just log jams that outside lane here as Brantlinger, who's on his back bumper, he's trying to stay with them, but unfortunately, as the 23 kind of gets checked up, everyone else there in that outside lane gets checked up, and all that momentum and everything else kind of comes all the way back here to the rear. And you see as everyone's trying to get rolling, everyone's trying to get pointed in the right direction. Unfortunately, you see that outside lane, that accordion effect continues on here to the 00, then to the 51 ride, as Colton Manich going to get heavy front end damage, then rear end damage, and that car goes around. Alex, the 62 ride is Woodward, unfortunately nowhere to go there in that 62 ride, gets clipped, watches up the racetrack, and I do believe he's actually going to get some contact here from the 21 ride if Daryl Whitford, as Whitford slides in there and gets a big piece of him right there. And unfortunately, a bunch of more drivers tore up and tied up here in this one, and Colton Manich is good night, quickly going astray here after the last couple caution flags, making his night that much tougher here at the Speedway. As Austin Smith continues to lead the way, Kevin Kazar there in second. Lance Brantlinger, he was hoping to try and get some better luck here this afternoon, and it started to look a little bleak for him here and there out there on the Speedway, but here late in this race, His luck may have turned around. He's up here inside the top 3 and ready to try to pounce to put himself into victory lane. Josh Bromfield there in 4th with Wayne Garland rounding out our top 5 here on the Speedway. Cameron Combs there in 6th with Caleb McKinney back there in position number 7. Johnny Thunders there in 8th. Anthony Garland and Chris Muse rounding out our top 10. Robert Tuiscu, Kurt Sponsler, Casey Gross, Brandon Puffenbarger, Mike Killingback, James Woodard, Colton Manich, Brian Woodard, Gary Wright, David Duran Jr., our top 20 here on the racetrack. Al Reed back there in 21st, and then we see Gavin Addison, Darrell Whitford, Adolfo Castillo, Jameson Heath, Billy Jordan, Corey Crowell, and Chad Lancaster bringing up the rear of the field here of this 28-car field. We'll get them ready to go back to battle. We'll get ready to duke it out here once again. An even shorter run for these drivers. That caution flag did come back out with 10 laps left to go. And the lights are still on the official iRacing pace car. This is going to be about a 5-lap shootout here to the end of this race, ladies and gentlemen. So a 5-lap shootout to finish off this race. Now, do we see another caution flag? Do we go to NASCAR overtime here this afternoon? That's going to be our next poll over there on the YouTube stream. Will we see some NASCAR overtime? Perfect. There we go. New poll started, ladies and gentlemen, over there on the YouTube stream. Make sure you guys vote on that one. Let's see. Do we see a NASCAR overtime, or do we see this final 5 laps have no caution flags and see everyone run this race out to the end without any more caution flags and see this race finish at least under the green flag here this afternoon? We're about to find out. Make sure you guys go and vote over there on the YouTube live stream. If you guys are watching over on Twitch or Facebook, make sure you guys go over and drop a subscription over there on the YouTube stream. Make sure you guys smash that sub button, the follow button, every single button over there on the YouTube stream, over on Facebook and on Twitch as well, as we continue to keep on growing week after week after week. And another great race, another great show here this afternoon on PeaceMaker Gaming as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. This is going to be another interesting race. It's going to be another interesting run to the end here for the Outcast Racing League. As you guys came here for a show, well, here you go. A 5-lap shootout to the end here at Gateway Raceway. It's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be a nail-biter here. As out in front, it's Austin Smith who leads the way. Kevin Kazar down to his inside scored in that second position. Brantlinger, Bromfield there in row number 2 as the 23 ride. I don't know about that one. He may have fired a little bit early right there as the green flag does come back out. He's able to fire first, but he fired quite a bit early as Kevin Kazar and Josh Bromfield battle back here for position number 2, and the caution flag does come back out here in this one, and we are heading to NASCAR overtime here, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to NASCAR overtime. Now, I'm not sure if the officials are going to take a look at that jump, but we do see contact back here. We talked about the 8 ride. Now he was looking to get his, his luck turned around, and I don't think he's going to get much luck here in this one, as it looks like potentially the 8 machine, or actually the 84 of Wayne Garland. Watch that purple and yellow car. The 8 already spinning here a little bit. Down through the grass right here, that car's going around. 84 jumps up the racetrack, splits him. Unfortunately, Johnny Thunders gets a big piece of him. Thunders up into the outside fence. Heavy damage there for Johnny Thunders late in this race. The 99 of Chris Muse gets tied up in that one, as well as the 8 machine just keeps on rolling down here through the grass. Going to hit the pit road exit right there and regain a little bit of grip and keep on rolling. Unfortunately, though, heavy damage here for Johnny Thunders. Heavy damage for the 99 of Chris Muse, as you just watch this 8 right, sends it in there underneath, or trying to get underneath the 28, and unfortunately just lose that rear end, and he goes around. But let's take it back here to this restart, and when the number 23 fires here, because he may have went a little early on this restart. Let's see if we can get another look at this one as see when he kind of fires off right here. So he's going right here. He's on the throttle. You see that shift? He's on the throttle. This is way before the Geico restart zone. That's going to be an interesting one for the officials to take a look at here. Let's see if we can jump on board with this number 23 ride. There you go. He's down through the gears. Everything else, he's already up into third gear here, and he's only right here, switching from second to third, already at the Geico restart zone. Already quite a bit more speed than everybody else back here behind him. As he launches quite a bit earlier where he was supposed to be. Right there, he's gone. And there's the Geico restart zone right there, and he's already 2-3 car lengths in front of the second place driver there. So I don't know, that's an interesting one right there, as maybe a bit of a jump start from our race leader, even though he has control of the restarts and he gets to fire first. You're supposed to fire down through the Geico restart zone, not before the Geico restart zone. So we'll have to wait and see if there's any official word from the officials here after this race, as that could be a penalty right there to the 23 of Austin Smith. But right now, officials not making the call on the racetrack, so he will stay at the front of the field. Josh Bromfield now into second. Kevin Kazar back here in third, with Cameron Combs there in fourth. Wayne Garland, our top five here on the speedway, with Caleb McKinney, Lance Brantlinger, Chris Muse, Anthony Garland, and Kurt Sponsler, our top 10 here on the racetrack. Brandon Puffenbarger back there in 11th, with Robert Tuiscu, Casey Gross, Brian Woodard, they're in 14th, and Mike Killingback rounding out our top 15. Colton Manich, Gary Wright, James Woodard, our top 18, with David Durant Jr. back there in 19th. Al Reed scored in 20th. Johnny Thunders in 21st off the racetrack. Gavin Addison in 22nd. He's off the racetrack. Darrell Whitford scored in 23rd. He's unfortunately quite a few laps down out there on the speedway. Same with Jamison Heath here, as the 24 ride scored in the 24th position. Adolfo Castillo, Billy Jordan, Corey Crowell, and Chad Lancaster all off the speedway, as well as we lost about 6 drivers out of this race, and 22 left rolling here on the speedways. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing here once again. Now, do we see another caution flag? It's going to be interesting, as Beak says Kazar is cooking. He is cooking out there, and Kazar's in position maybe to pick up a dub here this afternoon. We'll have to wait and see how this one plays out, as another big restart, but this time it is NASCAR overtime here, and we have one of 2 attempts. So if we do see the caution flag come back out before the white flag here this next time around, we will try it all over again. But if we see a caution flag during our second attempt of the NASCAR overtime, no matter what, this race will come to a close here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and what happens out there on the speedway as we get ready to go back. The green flag racing is nice and easy. Down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. The pace car makes that hard left-hand turn back down pit side as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Austin Smith out in front, gets another good jump there between himself and the 12 ride of Josh Bromfield. That's going to bring Cameron Combs right there with him. Combs and the 96 ride of Caleb McKinney now around Kevin Kazar, as Kazar slides back into that 5th position, but trying to stay underneath the 76 ride here late in the races. There you go. Around goes the 8 ride of Brantlinger again. More drivers collected. There goes the 5 ride of Brandon Puffenbarger. Casey Gross turned around, as well as Kurt Sponsler. Al Reed in there. Gary Wright. Brantlinger collected here as well, and the caution flag will come back out. So another caution flag here on the day, another yellow flag here, and we will take another look back and see what happens here, as looks like the 8 ride of Brantlinger trying to make some moves up towards the front of the field, but I think the 49 ride potentially right in front of him here get a little bit loose. Let's take a look here. Is Brantlinger down? He's trying to get a good run here, but you see that 49 ride starting to slide sideways right here. So the 49 sliding sideways, losing a lot of momentum. The 8 ride drives up the racetrack to avoid him. They go 3 wide, and unfortunately, as they're 3 wide, the 8 comes down off the 6 ride, trying to avoid contact with him. Drives into the 49, and that's where we see the 8 machine go around Anthony Garland hard up into the outside fence. The 49 ride going to go for a slide down here in towards the grass, and everyone else piling in there making contact. And unfortunately, a few more drivers going to get collected and go around. There's Al Reed, the 16 ride, all getting tied up in that, as well as you do see the 81 hard down into the inside wall as well there for Anthony Garland. A couple heavy hits out there on the speedway, and another caution flag to really mix up the afternoon here again. As man, oh man, this has been a wild race, chat. This has been a very, very wild one. This has been absolutely crazy. As go my boy Big Pilo Videos, Chris Pilo coming in, setting it off. What's good, Chris? Chris coming in, setting it off with the 99-cent dono over there on YouTube, coming in with the $9.99, the 99 cents there on the YouTube stream, coming in with that big dollar dono here this afternoon. I appreciate that, brother, coming in, setting it off here in this one. As man, this has been a bit of a crazy race, and this will be our final attempt. We want to make sure we double checked right there. This will be our final attempt here at NASCAR Overtime here this afternoon. So the maximum we can see is 1 more caution flag, chat. That's the maximum we can see. We could see 2 more good green flag laps here to finish off this race, but no matter what, the next flag will end this race here, ladies and gentlemen. The next flag, whether it's the yellow flag or the checker flag, will unfortunately end this race. As Johnny Thunder says, last 105 laps only to get taken out by someone who knew dang well they weren't gonna make the turn. Gotta love it. Oh yeah, brother, that's a tough one right there, Johnny. That's a tough one right there, Mr. Flunders. I'm sure if we looked here at all of our driver webcams, we haven't shown a whole lot of them here today, but I do give a huge shout out to all of the drivers here who have their webcams turned on for us to give us a good look here at you know, what they're doing and what they're grooving out there on the speedway. You're probably seeing quite a few frustrated faces out there in those webcams, man. A lot of these drivers probably not feeling very psyched or very happy with how the performances went this evening, as a lot of contact, a lot of beating and banging, a lot of battling out there, and unfortunately it's tore up a lot of race cars, probably hurt a ton of feelings here this afternoon. And I'm sure there's some drivers that are pretty frustrated with how this one has gone, as Beak says we need a Kazar win. That's the last thing. That's the only thing that can save us here in this one. That's the one thing that can save us here. Grime Time Gaming says rule is if once you get the call that the pace car is off the track, you can go. Oh, okay. Grime Time hooking us up there with that one. I didn't know that. I thought it was you know, the same as everybody else, you know, down there through the thing. Crazy how Addison got DQ'd. He was fast as hell. He was very, very fast. Unfortunately, sometimes the faster car needs to be a little bit more patient out there. Maybe take that little extra bit, maybe not push the subject and continue to push drivers around the racetrack and cause cautions himself. You know, being that fast car, you gotta learn to be patient, take your time, not make those contacts, not make the moves where you spin drivers around or anything else out there on the speedway. And I think that's why the officials decided to DQ him here after too many times getting into drivers out there. Is yo Big Pilo Videos, Chris Pilo coming in with the $10 dono. Let's go, baby. Chris setting it off here in this one as we get ready for what will be our final restart of the day. Our final restart here this afternoon from the beautiful Gateway. It is Worldwide Technology Raceway here this afternoon, as out in front the 23 ride down through the Geico restart zone. We'll see the green flag flying, and it's the restart that Austin Smith was looking for here late in this race. Quickly jumps out in front, letting these guys battle back here behind him for position number 2. As Bromfield trying to hold on to that second spot, Caleb McKinney to the outside, looking to take it away from him, and here comes Cameron, comes into that fight as well, as Kevin Kazar trying to hang on to the top 5. He's got Wayne Garland back there behind him as down through corner number 3. Nice and easy out of corner number 4. We are going to see the white flag, this time by the start-finish line. So no matter what, the next flag will end this race as we hit one more lap left to go, and Austin Smith looking to pick up the win here this afternoon. Caleb McKinney there in tow in position number 2, and Cameron Combs now into that 3rd spot. Josh Bromfield back into 4th as here comes Kevin Kazar, our 5th place driver, looking to try to work his way into position number 4. But for the final time, down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. No one will catch him here on our NASCAR Overtime. The 23 of Austin Smith will pick up the win here from the Worldwide Technology Raceway in the Outcast Racing League, powered by Shenco Custom Diecast and Williamsburg Contracting. Here this afternoon as Austin Smith picks up a big win here this evening as the 23 machine will pull himself into the Worldwide Technology Raceway victory lane. Caleb McKinney gonna come home in 2nd, even with that heavily damaged ride. The Overton's machine will come home in position number 2, and Cameron Combs will round out this race in that 3rd position. Josh Bromfield coming home in position number 4, and Kevin Kazar will round out our top 5 here this afternoon. But it's all Austin Smith, as Smith gonna burn down the house here in this one. He's gonna get ready to celebrate with a big win here this afternoon, man. What a run, what a drive, and what a finish for the number 23 here this afternoon, man. What a run and what a drive right there. As Michael Smith says, nice win, Austin. Win from the pole and 2 laps down. Yeah, it was definitely an up and down day for, I would say, everybody out there on the racetrack. I don't think anybody was able to really avoid issues out there on the speedway because Smith is a cheater. No, he's not a cheater. He's not a cheater. As Mark says, potato chip, munch, munch, munch. We enjoyed racing you a bunch. I love it. I love it. What is that? Is that a fucking nursery rhyme for racing? I'm down for it. I'm down for it. I'm all in for it. Get that tattooed right here, right there. Get that tattooed. I might have to live stream me getting tattooed that on the chest right here. Big letters. No, I'm just kidding. And so we're going to get ready to pull our race winner, Austin Smith, up here into the Discord for his post-race interviews. We'll get ready to pull our top 3 in here. But Austin Smith waiting down patiently pit side. Let's pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Austin, it's Aaron up here on the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
I got a copy.
Austin, man, what a crazy race. What a turn of events here, man. As we saw you qualify on the pole, you early on lost that race lead to Caleb McKinney, and then you're trying to battle back. You're trying to work your way through there. You end up getting some contact into the outside fence. All of a sudden, you find yourself a few laps down out there on the speedway, but you don't give up. You keep that car out there on the speedway. You keep on rolling, and somehow or another, all these caution flags keep on coming out for you. You're able to get the lucky dogs and back onto the lead lap, and then all the different strategies, we saw all the different things play out, and then all these late race caution flags. You find yourself here at the front of the field and just hitting the marks on these restarts, keeping those drivers back there at bay, and you're able to pull the 23 ride up into victory lane, man. Take us back through this race. What's going through your mind here after a very chaotic feature here this afternoon?
Yeah, I definitely thought that my race was completely over when I wrecked and I was 2 laps down, but just stayed in it, just tried to be patient, found myself back up in the front, and then, with all those cautions and everything, it really kind of took not much skill to stay out there, just basically restart, and then, caution comes out right away, so it's pretty easy to stay up there. So I'm happy with the win, but yeah, not a super fun race, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be that much fun out there on the racetrack, because we saw all those caution flags, a lot of laps there under the yellow conditions, so it's a lot of pacing, a lot of rolling around out there, and behind the pace car, how do you stay focused? How do you keep yourself in this race, knowing that it's a longer one, knowing that all these caution flags are slowly chipping away at your mental game out there on the speedway?
Yeah, it helps talk to the teammates and just be messing around and just talking. staying focused that way. Really kind of hard to get in a rhythm, I guess, when you just have a caution every other lap. But regardless, was able to get it done, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely, you're able to get it done. You're able to pull the 23 right up here into victory lane. But just like everybody else, it wasn't without issues on the speedways. We saw pretty much everyone run into problems here, but you're able to rebound the best and pull this 23 back up here into the top spot and into victory lane at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Austin, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this afternoon?
Yeah, well, thank my teammates in Midwest Motorsports. Thanks to Orel for putting the league on, and you for the broadcast.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Austin, congratulations on the win. Don't celebrate too hard down there in victory lane, and we'll see you back on the racetrack next Sunday.
Copy, thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Austin Smith. As Smith picks up the win and pulls that 23 ride up and in to victory lane here this afternoon. As we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, our second place driver, getting ready to jump up here is my boy Casey Duran coming in with the love here in this one. Casey dropping the like on the stream. Dirk Darnell coming in as well. How are you, Mr. Darnell? Coming in, showing the love with that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. FFF coming in as a brand new subscriber there on the YouTube channel as well. Welcome to the PeaceMaker family. Welcome to the PeaceMaker crew. FFF coming in, dropping that sub over there on the YouTube broadcast as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher here this afternoon. Caleb McKinney waiting down pit side. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey Caleb, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Caleb, man, a crazy race, a wild race here all evening long, and somehow or another, late in this one, you're able to kind of rebound and slowly but surely work yourself back up through the field here and able to finish this one off with a solid second place run with a pretty tore up race car there on the speedway, man. Take us back through this one and what's going through your mind right now after a wild, wild race.
Oh man, I'm thinking what just happened. That was a wild ride, but started second, and I worked my way in the first stage to I think a second place finish, which was good. I pitted and I felt good, and I think that's when the first mistakes of my race started to happen. Just going too deep in the corners and missing my braking references, and that just led to mistake after mistake. And after stage two, got into a little bit of a scramble with Chris Muse. We worked it out already, so yeah. It was just a racing incident, so we moved on from that, and I don't know how I finished where I did because I had over 3 minutes of damage, and the car was turning right the whole time. It was horrible.
Yeah, I feel like everybody might have been in that same situation as you, man. Having a tore-up race car, as we saw a lot of beating and banging, a lot of drivers getting tore up there, and I think that's really where the issue started for you after that first stage coming down pit side. We saw a lot of different drivers staying out on the speedway, so it kind of shuffled you back into that mid-pack, and then it was just a hornet's nest pack there. Everybody trying to get through the field, get through the traffic, and then we saw there kind of a lot of issues really get underway. A lot of issues really started firing up right there as we saw abundance of caution flags there throughout that second stage, and then here to finish off this race, and somehow or another you're able to stick with it, keep that car rolling out there on the racetrack, and obviously be at the right place at the right time late in this race to keep yourself out of trouble and keep that car rolling, and you find your way up here into position number 2. Caleb, who would you like to thank for a great rebound race and a great performance here this afternoon?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Dominic Barbagalla for this amazing Overton's Ford Mustang, and that'll be it.
Beauty. Well, Caleb, a great run, a great drive here for you all evening long. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday, and hopefully a lot more green flag laps and a lot less contact for you guys, and maybe a cleaner race car for you to bring up here onto the podium next Sunday.
Take care, man.
You do. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, get up there as Caleb McKinney. Caleb coming home there in position number 2. A solid run, a solid drive there for Caleb here this afternoon as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, Cameron Combs. As Combs coming home here in position number 3, we'll get ready to pull him up and into the broadcast booth. Hey Cameron, it's Aaron up here on the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Cameron, man, a wild race, a wild ride here this afternoon, man. We saw a lot of different strategies being played out there, and we saw one for you early on. You know, we saw you stay out on the racetrack after that first stage, but what a first stage for you and the 11 runner Gavin Addison, both coming from deep in this field, outside the top 20 here, up inside the top 4 to finish off that first stage. Then everyone kind of comes down pit side. You stay out there along with about 5 or 6 other drivers, and I thought maybe the tire wear would play a major factor and they would fly by you in an instant, but you're able to stay out there for that whole second stage with a lot of different caution flags and everything else, not really using up your tires, but you're able to come home with that second stage win. But in doing so, you stay out there on the speedway and you don't come back down pit side. We saw shortly afterwards you have to make that pit stop, but it puts you a lap down as you came down as the only car during that green flag run right there, and all of a sudden the caution flag comes right back out and traps you a lap down, but you're able to get the lucky dog and back onto the lead lap, and from that point on you just got to kind of play dodge car out there, keep yourself out of trouble, keep that 15 machine pointed in the right direction, and slowly but surely you work yourself through the field, through the carnage here, and you find your way back up for a solid third place run.
Yeah, honestly, that feels like it was like 3 hours ago, but yeah, we kind of made all the ESR cars kind of decided to stay out. I know Kurt and Rob had pitted before that, so they were good on fuel for a little bit, and then I think Al ended up having to pit or something, or he got damaged or something. I can't remember, but yeah, it was kind of a points call to try to get some team points for the team, and it ended up working out. I was really hoping that after the caution that ended stage 2 that we'd get another quick yellow, but it happened just after I came down pit road, which put me a lap down, and then I thought Duran was going to stay out and kind of pin me, but he ended up pitting, and yeah, the race was interesting.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting one, man. Definitely a lot of beating and banging and battling out there, and somehow or another you're able to keep yourself out of majority of the issues here this evening and bring home that car in one piece and inside the top 3 for a very solid run, a very solid points night here for you. You know, who would you like to thank for a great drive and great performance here this afternoon?
No, I just got to thank all the ESR guys and all the ORL guys for putting this on, and thank you for doing a broadcast. Was nice. I always have it on my 4th monitor just to keep up with incidents and stuff, see what's going on, and just thank all of you guys for everything that you guys do.
Absolutely, brother. It's always my pleasure. It's always the best place in the house to be up here in the broadcast booth and watching you guys duke it out here on the racetrack. Cameron, a great run, a great drive, and we look forward to seeing you back out there next Sunday.
All right, thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our third place finisher, Cameron Combs, as Combs comes home there in position number 3. A solid run and a solid drive there for the number 15 machine. Unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this afternoon. All the caution flags, all the beating banging, all the battling, and it comes to a close here finally in this one. But I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares, man. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Any of the new followers or subscribers here on PeaceMaker, I appreciate each and every one of you and welcome you to the PeaceMaker family. To Mr. Colorado Avalanche fan becoming a brand new member as well, and to any of our other subscribers on Facebook or Twitch here this afternoon, I appreciate you guys and welcome you to the PeaceMaker Sub Club here this afternoon, and to everyone coming in, my boy Big Pilo coming in, Big Pilo videos with the couple donations here this afternoon over there on the YouTube stream. huge shout out there to him. A thank you there for coming in with the donos as well here this afternoon. The big D of the day is Mr. Chris Pilo here with those big Pilo videos donations here this afternoon. But listen, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Can't thank you guys enough for cheering these drivers on all evening long, even through all the mayhem, through all the chaos and everything else, man. I can't thank you guys enough, man. That was a heck of a run, heck of a show, and a heck of a drive here by each and every one of our amazing competitors here this afternoon. And I will see you guys back in here later on this evening as we go back to battle here with the Sim 500 Cars Tour. Later on this evening, we're going to see 40-50 drivers duking it out for, I do believe, 22 positions for our A-Main feature event. Some short track, elbows up racing there in that one. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of chaos, a lot of contact there as well. But for the most part, it's a ton of green flag racing, just elbows up racing there in the Sim 500 series. So we're going to see some great racing later on this evening, and I can't wait to see you guys in there in that one. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I'll see y'all later. Peace out for now, babe. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
In the digital world he shines bright, full send all day and all night, conquering realms with all his might. Peacemaker's here to make it right. Through the controllers battles begun, every click, every move he's won, streaming wisdom under the sun. Victory's anthem just has begun. Peacemaker gaming all day, send it full dose sway. In the virtual lands we play, leading the charge in our own way. Pixels and wires, his domain, glory found in every campaign, shelter from reality strain. With Peacemaker there's no pain. Battles fought in every zone, from his cherries never alone. Full send on the audio tone, Peacemaker's name is known. Eyes on screens, dreams he weave, in his world you can't believe. Through the levels never leave, the magic of gaming we perceive. Peacemaker, gaming all day, send it you can believe. Through the levels, never leave. The magic of gaming we perceive. Spotting every zone. On his chair, he's never alone. Full send on the audio tone. Peacemaker's name is known.